Thank you for attending my presentation on Pokemon, why the games don't matter. Let's get this out of the way. Pokemon are not just the mainline games. Your personal finance class always talks about diversifying your portfolio, and Pokemon is the greatest example of that. The real engine, let's go now. Mobile games, trading cards, plushies, spin-off games, anime, merchandising. I already said merchandising through plushies, but you already know how it is, right? The games exist mostly to push the new Pokemon, the new IP, to give you an excuse to buy everything else. This little rodent right here is probably more well known than Lionel Messi. Just to show how absurd the IP power of Pokemon is, the sheer brand power of Pokemon, alright? But of course, since we in a finance thing, let's crunch some numbers. I took this from a Pokemon statement from 2024, their fiscal year over there. As we can see, mobile gaming up 14%, trading card game up 44%, licensing and merchandising 45%, and more importantly, the console software has actually gone down, which is interesting considering the fact that they were already the weak link within these four brands. It's clear that the console software doesn't actually push as much money as people think that they push. Moral of the story is that the games are just the appetizer and the feast is all the other stuff when it comes in terms to money. And yes, this is why your mother has a collection of Pikachu merchandising that she probably doesn't even use. And now, here's where Pokemon gets scary. People know Pikachu, Eevee, and Charizard without even knowing what a Pokemon is, without even touching a single game, let alone that. Your neighbor's kid might have a Pikachu backpack, Pikachu lunchbox, or Pikachu lunch, I don't know, but not a single Switch cartridge. Alright, that little mouse is ubiquitous. The brand is so strong that it transcends the games itself. Nintendo might have Mario, but Mario depends on the games to be at least playable. I mean, Mario's identity is of high quality games, especially the mainline ones. Pokemon has kids, adults, casuals, hardcore fans, and literally anybody who has ever seen a cartoon / used the internet in the last 25 years. Game Freak is essentially a Pokemon assembly line. Why spend the time making a better game when you could just cut corners? New Pokemon means new cards, new merch, new spin-offs, new everything. It doesn't matter if the games feel rushed or low quality, they're literally just a delivery system for Pikachu and the gang. This is why we get rushed games every couple of years. More creatures means more brand power, and more brand power means more money. And then, hey, even if a few mechanics break along the way, even if the game is objectively kind of trash, you still bought some Pokemon merch, right? Oh, God. And here's the kicker. The people actually playing the games are a rounding error. Most Pokemon consumers are buying TCG packs, merch, or watching the anime. Hardcore fans obsessing over frame rates and graphics and all that. They're cute and dominate internet discussion, but they're mostly irrelevant. The audience that keeps Pokemon unstoppable doesn't care about difficulty, graphical glitches, or online hate. They just want Pikachu and their Charizards and their Eevees, and maybe a rare card for bragging rights. Because hey, these guys are hyper casual. You think they care if their game dips in FPS once in a while? Especially if it's a Pokemon game? Hell no. Right? Your grandma's gonna buy your grandma's gonna buy your newborn child, not newborn, just your child, a Nintendo Switch so that they can play Pokemon on it because they know that it's gonna be a kid-friendly game. Meanwhile, on the internet, people are losing their minds over the graphics, the game balances, the rushed releases. Meanwhile, Pokemon just keeps printing money. Forums are exploding with complaints. Your average Twitter and Reddit threads are just burning with rage, debating over mechanics and whether the franchise can even be salvaged, all while the sales rise. Reputation online doesn't equal revenue, shout out to EA, and Pokemon knows it. You could release Pokemon where intentionally making this game trash, but you'll buy it every year, and it'll still sell millions because that Pokemon name is worth more than a majority of the countries in the world. So, what can we learn from Pokemon? First, a strong brand can make mediocre games irrelevant. Second, diversify your revenue streams like your life depends on it, because in 2025, it kind of does. And third, if people love Pikachu enough to buy socks, lunchboxes, cards, and mobile games, you don't need play perfect mainline games to rule the world. Pokemon is basically the monopoly of modern media. Everybody's playing the game, everybody's paying for the merch, and somehow nobody wins. Except, Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, and Nintendo. So, if you like the video, give me a like, give me a subscription, give me all that. And if you're a real one, you're going to subscribe too. I think I already asked for a subscription. Anyway, see you guys.